Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Dear students, I hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also well. Welcome to our online platform of NIVS Home School. Here I am Muhammad Faruk Hossain, Assistant English Teacher of National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Dear students, now I am going to conduct your English first paper class for the students of class 7, and our today's topic is from your EFT book, that means English for Today books, Unit 6, Lesson 8 and 9 discussion. Lesson 9 and 10 discussion. Dear students, before going to the main discussion, I will request all of you to go through the textbook and read the passage. Okay? Dear students, this is Lesson 9. The Selfish Giant, Part 2. Task A. Continue reading the story. The children had now nowhere to play. There were no garden around and the roads were busy and crowded. After school, they used to go round the high wall and talk about the beautiful garden inside. How happy we were there, they said to each other. Then came the spring, and all over the country there were flowers and there were birds. Only in the garden of the giant it was still winter. Here no birds were singing and no flowers blossoming. There were only snow and frost and north wind in it. I cannot understand why the spring is so late in coming, said the giant. He was sitting at the window of the big castle and looking out at his cold, dry and lifeless garden. That means in this time the garden became cold, dry and lifeless. Okay? I hope there will be a change in the weather, but neither spring nor summer came to his garden. Students, this is the passage. I hope you will read it more than 1 or 2 times. Okay? Discuss in group and write an answer to this question. What happens in the garden in winter? Students, so to answer it, we have to know the story carefully. Actually, what happened in the garden in winter? Okay, so in winter no flower blooms in the garden. Leaves look like lifeless, dry, which fall down. Okay, then number C. Suppose you are one of the children who were not allowed to play in the giant's garden. In this situation, number 1 question: what would you like to tell the giant? Okay, so its answer would be, I would like to tell the giant that he might be allowed to go to the children to play, because we are very fond of playing and we like or we love the garden. Okay, like this. Then number 2, what do you think the giant would tell you? I think the giant would not allow us to go to play in the garden because he was a selfish giant. Okay, dear students, now exercise number 10. I have written the exercise number 10's question answer here. So in exercise number 10, task B, you will get a matching. So number 1 would be matched with number C. Okay, awake, not sleeping. Number 2, perfume, sweet smell. Number 3, sight, things or objects that you see. Number 4, Twitter, sing in a delightful voice. This was task B. Students, now we will try to solve task C's question answer. Number 1, why was the little bird singing outside the window of the giant's castle? Because the spring came again. I have written the short answer, but if you want, you may write the full answer like this. The little bird was singing outside the window of the giant's castle because the spring came again. Okay. Number 2. What happened to the garden when the spring came at last? Answer. When the spring came again, the trees of the garden became very delighted and covered themselves with blossoms. The birds were flying about and twittering delightedly. The flowers were looking up through the green garden, as you wish. Then number 3, why did one corner of the garden still have winter? That means here you have to write what is the cause of one part of the questions. Is written that why was one corner of the garden was winter? What happened it there? And you have to write what actually happened it there. Actually, in one corner of the garden it was still winter because there a boy was standing alone and crying under a tree. He was too small that he could not reach up to the branches of the tree. The poor tree was still covered with snow and north wind was blowing among it. Okay, this was its cause. I hope all of you got the answer and got today's class understood. And this is the end of the class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.